Hey guys, my name is Sarah Holly. Welcome back to my channel. If you have been around for a while, you will know I have been going room by room through my house and decluttering, in some ways moving in still. I wouldn't even really call this a room, but it's certainly a place that has become a dumping ground in my home. We're in my basement, and as you can see behind me, it's kind of a place where we have a vision for, and so some things are stacked here because eventually they're gonna go here. But there's also a lot of things that just need to be put away or donated, or we need to do something with them. And instead of doing those things, they've just been stacking higher and higher in this nook while we've been working in all the other rooms. So today is the day to tackle this nook. But it's important for you to understand kind of the layout of this odd little nook because it's going to influence our design. So let's go on a really quick tour. Okay, so this is my side door. We are walking down the stairs and immediately this is the nook we see. There's not enough space in this little nook to really do a whole lot with. We talked about doing like a poker table or some sort of table here, but in the grand scheme of things, it's just gonna feel too cluttered. Also, if you can see, we have this shortened ceiling here because of air ducting, so many people have to duck in order to get past this. I just barely fit, which is nice, but it's just not a super functional space for anything but storage or just to sit and look pretty. So knowing all of that, this is the vision. Along this wall, which is the wall you're gonna see right as you're walking down the stairs, we have some really beautiful dark wood bookshelves that we purchased. We felt like having a beautiful bookshelves, kind of heavy, that leads more into that moody masculine, kind of like weightier material look we're going for, right along this wall. So I specifically found ones that go as kind of span as much of the wall as possible and are the right height because of this kind of air ducting. And then on this wall, I have this vision of doing a gallery wall here of all sort of mismatched, older looking, kind of worn frames, and then printing some beautiful black and white photos from our wedding. We had a almost documentary style photographer, and so there's some really beautiful vintage aesthetic looking black and white photos that we have. So combined with the warm wood tones, I think the black and white photos on this gallery wall are gonna look really pretty. So that is where we are headed in this video. Like I mentioned, quite a few of these items are things that are going to live here after we're done, just in the bookshelves. So, ooh, I'm planning to have some like puzzles or games shelves, maybe towards the bottom, and then books, lots of them, all kind of throughout the bookshelves themselves, obviously. But because they're just sporadic, I think I just need to stack them, maybe honestly like right here in the kind of out of the way where things will actually end up going, and then we'll arrange them on the bookshelf eventually. One of the next rooms we need to organize is our hardware room. We actually have a whole hardware, like almost like a walk-in closet, but it's so disorderly right now that a lot of the things that go in there just end up getting put in little boxes. So things to organize, but they don't really have a place right now. So anyway. Question. People who don't have home gyms, where do you put exercise body, like foam rollers, yoga mats, back massaging canes? Like, where does that live? Because one of the reasons I struggle so much with this is because it's like it doesn't have an obvious place. I have like an understair storage that I guess it could go to. Just feels very odd. So anyway, if you have a good solution or something that feels intuitive, let me know, because I don't like my options right now. I completely forgot I had these. I have leftover gorgeous candlesticks, brass candlesticks, like a whole bag of them. You can't really see. Should I keep them or sell them? I have quite a few. I think I have like 10 because I thrifted and collected them over time with my like wedding decorations. I feel like I don't need 10 miscellaneous candlesticks. Let's come back to that one. I'm going to put them with all of my candle things, and then eventually I'm gonna have to organize all of that storage too. You guys, I have so much left to organize. Like, I'm a very organized person, but if you were to see my house, you would never know that because anyway, not the time to psychoanalyze that. I'm going to go put these with candles. These are my husband's like school things, so I think I'm going to put them by the rest of his stuff he needs to unpack because I don't really want to make decisions for him on this one. So, okay, more of my husband's things, and I'm going to let him unpack most of that. But look how cool these are. They're like felt bottom, solid wood book stoppers. We're definitely using these. Does it feel like I'm moving junk from one room to another? Yes. However, they're in more logical locations, is what I tell myself. Okay. Another exhibit of something I don't totally know what to do with. This is a twin comforter set from my college dorm. Do they cover it all? Is this the type of thing you keep because someday you might need it? Or is this something that you donate because you don't need it right now? One more life tip for you. If there's something you completely forgot about for a year or more, you don't need it. That duvet cover I had forgotten about until my parents found it in their basement. Said, Sarah, we have your college dorm bedding. I don't need that. I don't need that. If you have things that you just discovered from over a year ago, unless it's like sentimental childhood toys or whatever that's going to be that like you're gonna save for your kids. If it's just a utility thing and you haven't used it for a year, you probably don't need it. Public service announcement. Okay. Ooh! Air mattress goes by all of our camping stuff. We are almost done with the declutter, ladies and gentlemen. Now the rest of this is triplicates. Essentially a third version of what we had between my house, Jonathan's house, and all of our new wedding gifts. So we definitely don't need all of these things. So I'm going to donate most of these again to Bethany, and then I think just keep a few of the cake pan things that are unique sizes. But all, like this is all going to Bethany. This sports game stuff. I think we're gonna end up hosting a party this football season, so we can go through these. And then again, I really need to organize all of my like houseware, hosty things. So I'll probably just keep this stuff in here for now. And then once I finally go through everything in there, I can consolidate and actually make this space a bit more efficient. And these are all games. The rest of this stuff is all things that are going to go on the new bookshelves. And so I'll just push them out of the way, but they don't need to go anywhere else. This little cabinet guy is something that I was inherited from a friend of mine when we were roommates together. And it served its purpose, but I don't really see a space for it now that I have more space. This is very much like a small bathroom, small office type piece. We just don't really need it anymore. So I'm gonna transition this to the big bookcases and probably sell this or see if she wants it back. These mammoth, bookcases. They're actually the size, I guess the size of them specifically are not that big, but the weight of them, like they have to be near solid wood, if not actually solid wood. They're so heavy. And funny story about this, it's from a brand called Solder. I bought these on Wayfair, I can link them below. And we actually got a really good deal on them. But they're from a company out in Ohio, and like family owned business, originated from like Amish woodworking, like very much kind of a small town company that started to do well and really high quality work. So I have friends that live, like literally one of my friends worked in this factory for a while on like the wood cutting line, which is so fun. I had no idea until they came and visited and were like, hey. So anyway, I have 2 of these. I'm probably just gonna time-lapse building them because that's not particularly interesting to you. And that way I can like watch a movie or watch some YouTube while I go. All right, I am getting my way through it. I have to tell you how impressed I am with this bookshelf, but this brand, like the quality of the wood we're putting together. And for a Wayfair, I don't even know if you can see it, maybe this way. For a Wayfair piece, the quality of the molding, like this looks like an expensive bookcase as I'm putting it together. Like look at how beautiful this is. Like you cannot tell me that this doesn't look like a sturdy, robust, expensive bookcase. And I think we paid, oh, I don't want to get it wrong. I will look it up and get it to you. It was on a sale, so I don't know what it is now, but like bookshelves can be rather expensive, and in this size was a bit unique. I'm really pleased with this. Like I would buy from this brand again, hands down. We'll see how the rest of it goes together, but so far, I'm impressed. Hey you guys, I'm actually sweating down here. I need to go change into something a bit more active. I don't know why I'm doing this in jeans. Anyway, nails are all in and it's the moment of truth. Standing it up, praying it's level, and having to put all the shelves in. But then we're pretty much done, and the shelves I don't even think have screws. Yeah, I don't think the shelves have screws, so even easier. I'm nervous. Okay. Nothing's gonna change it now. The thing I'm most nervous about is because I can't see the nails. I'm worried that the nails have gone through the wood, but I can't fix that until it's flipped over anyway, so just gotta do it. Oh! Oh my gosh. Okay. You cannot see how close that was to the ceiling because you're a little bit low. I have a couple nails that went through. Gosh darn. That is a real bummer, actually. Okay, well, I will have to work on fixing that somehow. But the shelf is up. It looks beautiful. And books are going to cover the back anyway. But that does stink. I'm going to have to figure out a way to avoid that on the next one. Time to shift-a-roo into its little spot. All right, moment of truth. Time to put the shelves in. Look at that. Okay, now that we have this guy all done, I think at this point I am going to just do the second one off camera, and then I'll come back to you and maybe we can do a little bit of shelf decoration. I definitely don't have all the tchotchkes and things that I would want to really fill out these shelves, because they're going to be storage, but they're also meant to be like pretty and an eye kind of catcher when you walk down the stairs. So we'll, you know, decorate these a little bit with some of our books. I honestly don't know if I'm going to be able to do all of that today. Like, I'm feeling more tired than I expected. So I will see you when I see you. Hi, it is hours later. I hung out with my brother and sister-in-law and their kids and then just kind of putzed around. And then I spent probably longer than I would like to admit trying to arrange the shelves behind me because I'm looking for weights and having this space feel like heavier. We are going to paint too, so that will influence a little bit, but I just want it to feel fuller than it is now. And so I want to try to thrift some trinkets, and I'm sure as Jonathan unpacks, he's going to have some things he'll want to display too. But I'll at least show you where we're at so you can kind of see a little bit behind me. Okay, here we are. I am, this whole like middle line, that needs to be rearranged. I actually didn't realize I did that until now that I'm stepping back looking at it. But anyway, so I have done the colors. I did really like having these two be together because it feels like the green and the blue really meld into each other. But I really love this red to orange. I think that is really pretty. I didn't have as much green as I expected, so I incorporated some of the more greeny blues. But anyway, so far, I just love the bookcases next to each other. They look so nice. The molding at the bottom just looks really, really nice. And it couldn't be a better height. Like, it fits so well. So anyway, we're going to be done for today. I'm gonna get Jonathan's opinion. I'll probably end up thrifting some more trinkety things for us to design. And then I'm gonna start editing this. I'm actually curious if this is gonna be long enough to not want to also do the gallery wall. That might need to be a different day. We'll see. I will let you know in a couple seconds for you, a day or two for me. I'll talk to you soon. Hey guys, it's a few days later. I am working through our bookshelves and I've decided a few things about this little mini nook makeover. I'm not going to do the gallery wall. And the reason for that is eventually within a couple weeks, like in a month or so, I'm going on a trip and Jonathan has decided that while I'm gone for a week, he is going to paint this entire basement. That's a feat for a week by himself, so we'll see how that goes. But this wall is going to get painted. So it kind of doesn't make sense to me right now to do all of the steps to put up a gallery wall just to have to take all of those painting or picture frames down. Instead, I've been focusing my attention on finding all sorts of tchotchkes is the word coming to my mind, but in reality, just things to put on this bookshelf in addition to the books, because I don't want it to feel too book heavy. We don't even have that many books, but also I wanted them to feel different than the ones that I'm going to do on my bookshelf upstairs. That also needs to be redecorated, but that's, again, another day. And so I wanted to find things that felt along our theme of moody masculine, things that felt personal to Jonathan, because in a lot of ways this bookshelf is more about him than it is about me. I think I have some good things, so I'm gonna kind of poke around, rearrange. I can explain some of the things to you as we go, and overall just try to fill out this bookshelf to a point of feeling like it's done. So what you'll see is I have color-coded our books and I've made them kind of across the whole bookshelf because I feel like that makes it a bit more cohesive. On the bottom is going to be a little bit more miscellaneous, kind of in these two. And then the bottom is going to be games. So they're easy access, they're colorful, it's just kind of a fun place to put them. So I'm going to start that organizational process and just kind of play around. These mitts used to be up here, and I did think they looked nice, but I realized a problem. If you remember, when I was putting these together, this bookshelf, I accidentally went through and chipped one of the shelves with my nail that I was pounding from the back, and I realized that since I put the books on this side, it was very obvious that there were those imperfections, shall we say, in the shelf on this side. So I wanted to pick a decor item or something to go on that shelf that would be big enough to hide, but also quite permanent. Like, people are not going to be taking this off. So we'll essentially never see it, and that just is what it is. So they made it down here, but I have a different plan for up here, so I don't mind it too much. I've got a couple more books to put away, so let's work on that, and then we can do all of the decor. This whole color thing is a lot harder when the spines are very multicolored. Look at my blues right now. These are throwing me off. Like this whole section I just wish didn't exist. Look how nice that looks. But I can't not put them here because there's not really a good other place to put them. Like, could I move them over here? Oops. I just don't think that works. I think that's the best I can do for now. If you have any suggestions for where the Daring Greatly book should go, let me know. I just had such a fun idea. I feel like I would be so interested in seeing a book tour of someone's bookshelf. Like books they've read, books they want to read, but more than just like kind of like book club where you talk about 5 books, like scanning the whole bookshelf and just pulling out things that are fun and special and stories behind them. Like that would be so fun. Yeah, I could totally do a video on that. If that would be interesting to you, if you're also a book person, let me know, because I feel like I'd be really interested in that. I've never seen a book review in that format, like something that comprehensive. So anyway, fun. Okay, final touches is just starting to put away some of our tchotchkes. I'm gonna start with our games. A very special thing that's going to be going on this shelf is these toy trucks. I have 3 of them. My husband's dad and his dad both chose trucks for the same company, and my father-in-law has memories of playing with this truck and the others, and he gave them to me as a gift, which was incredibly special. So I want to display them and have them be in kind of an honorable spot. So those are going to go on these 2 shelves. All right, you guys, that is a wrap on organizing the chaos of this nook into something much more beautiful and organized. I am so pleased with how this turned out. I love the organization, I love the colors. I just think that this is such a more inviting space to walk down the stairs to. And overall, I'm just glad to feel just that much more settled in this house. Thank you for following along. I hope this has inspired you to tidy and clean alongside of me and feel a little bit more settled in your own space. If you haven't already, please subscribe. I have more decluttering videos to go. Obviously, there's more to do in this house, so we will continue pursuing a tidy space for a tidy mind. And thank you for following along. I will see you next week. Bye.